Every 3 years, the best sailors on the planet compete in the world's toughest offshore challenge, the Volvo Ocean Race.
1, 2, go!
Stench.
For the 12th edition, 7 teams left Alicante, Spain, to cross 4 oceans and 5 continents over 9 months. It is the ultimate endurance test that all professional sailors dream of doing.
It's just relentless.
With a fleet solely composed of the Volvo Ocean 65, a boat designed to take on the most grueling offshore race. Crews are pushed to the limit in a competition that has never been closer. Battling 24/7, fighting storms, and defying the worst that Mother Nature can throw at them.
You get a beating out there.
Pushing the crews to a place where there is only a thin margin between winning the leg.
Fantastic, we're on top of the world. So proud of my team.
First win. Nice, very nice.
Or losing it all.
Holy listen, I can't believe this. I can't actually believe this happened.
This is their story. The Volvo Ocean Race is in its 4th leg. Since leaving the port of Sanya, the fleet has been fighting its way towards the Pacific Ocean. Team Brunel and SCA chose to head north towards Taiwan, while the rest of the boats are sailing straight past the Philippines. While the gamble seemed to initially pay off for Team Brunel, by now the whole fleet is closing in together again. With nobody prepared to let any miles go, none of the crew are holding back. But against the harsh weather, problems, especially sail breakages, are becoming recurrent.
We had a good start after the Philippines. We had a good speed, but after that we broke the jib lock, which meant we had to spend pretty much one night to get it back up and get it ready.
We got another problem. A bigger problem. The height of the mast is out. Here.
We're going to lose track again.
Now look at me. See where I'm past my hand?
Martin and his crewmates are now dealing with a broken mainsail track. It's the sliding part that enables the mainsail to move up and down. With the wind dropping, Kevin takes the opportunity to climb the mast to fix it. But the equipment is not the only thing to suffer in the harsh conditions. The sailors are also being exposed to health issues.
I think they came with this flu. I was the first one to have it, but then...
Tom had a small virus, and Jens had it, and KP has it a little, and I have it a little. So hopefully it didn't spread more. It's not gonna spread more.
This is a Chinese flu.
Chinese flu?
Yeah, we've been in China. I came from home perfect, in perfect conditions, perfect shape.
Sore throat. Like the glands were a little... the glands are...
already a sore throat?
Not true.
He had already a sore throat, and then he's standing there butt naked when it's raining. I'm standing there half an hour before with my jacket. I didn't want to listen, that gets worse.
The clean youngsters, the smelly foxes. That's how it is.
With the lack of hygiene, space and fatigue, contagion is a problem difficult to avoid in such a crammed environment.
Jens, also sick.
So what shall we do?
We should drink a lot of vitamin C.
The night watch, that was good. It was not funny. Just freezing and sweating and freezing and sweating.
I'm still healthy, Laurent's still healthy, you're still healthy, and Johnny's still healthy. So
half of the team is still healthy. 50-50.
It spreads out because usually there's no place to hide, and we need everybody still, even when we are sick and so on. We need to work, otherwise sick people are not sick people. We are together all the time. 65 foot.
Pablo will be in the healthy area in one day.
One day. But you know, he's sharing the bunk with Jens. So one guy is sick, then another is sick, then another is sick. This is how it goes.
And then Laurent is gonna breathe on you.
It takes like 3 days. Okay, so 3 days for Laurent to get sick, and then 3 days for me to get sick. It will be around the finish, so I'm safe.
Perfect, so you get to Oakland sick. No bueno, eh?
Gerd-Jan is unfortunately accustomed to sailing accidents, having previously broken his back, his ribs and a few other things, and the list just keeps growing.
Come on, lift this up. It's just a muscle. Yeah. Took the whole hit with the like clawable fingers. It's just run attention in the air. Thing. I blew up my eardrum again. That's even more painful actually.
To deal with any medical problem, each crew has their own medics on board.
No one can help us, so if anything happens, then we need to have medics on the boat and equipment to take care of us.
This is one of the 3 medical bags. Let's have a look inside. So, first thing you see if you open the kit is okay. There's like this inventory list, so okay, what do we have, so what do we need? Let's say Johnny had this small injury on his elbow. So okay, yeah, there's like inflammation stuff, and then you know immediately, okay, what do we have? First aid, inflammation, for example, and then you go to ibuprofen gel, because you know it's against inflammation. So it's an easy box, and it's you have a good overview of everything that's inside.
On Alvi Medica, Nick Dana is one of the trained medics.
On this vessel, we have 3 medics, Dave Sweet, Mark Towell, and I. We each have a different expertise, we feel.
Medic is a big word. Hey, we know the basics, but it's important because you're far away from real medics, from a real hospital, and with this stuff you can do. Yeah, you can keep somebody alive.
Obviously, communication is not always the easiest on these boats, but the doctors in these kits give us a series of literature that allows us to do offshore diagnosis, which is very relevant to what we're doing. So we have a book like this, the Skipper's Medical Emergency Handbook, and then we have a smaller kind of fast read Cliff Notes version that we can diagnose most small things with, and that's really that's kind of the Bible that we work by.
I'm not gonna say I can stitch, but we practiced on chicken, like a nice chicken fillet.
Like sail making.
I'm not sure, it's gonna be a big scar for sure. But that's why we have the stapler as well. That's like a stapler you have on your office, but instead you put it in papers, you just put it in your skin. So yeah, it's really easy.
Of course, all of us have been on different offshore boats and had different traumatic events. I've been on boats in which you're using baby diapers to mop up blood. There's been so much. You know, there's all different stories. This race so far, we haven't had much. Mostly just aches and pains, general practitioner stuff. I'm not discouraged by blood or anything like that, so it's not really a problem. Some guys on the boat are, they can't even look at a needle. So some people are okay with it, and I happen to find it fascinating. And it's a really good thing to have offshore. You can, as far as I'm concerned, you can never have enough people that are knowledgeable about medicine.
With Leg 5 and its Southern Ocean just around the corner, all the teams will be relying on their survival equipment. The wet weather gear is the product of a long-standing collaboration between the race and its designer.
The Volvo race for us is our test track. It's a 40,000 mile race. We'll log the mileage that product does. and relate it back to consumer. If a set of gear can go around the world in the 9 months that the race is on for, it's a good 10 years worth of use for your average consumer. The racing is so close now that it's all about human performance. And if we can keep them warm and dry and well nourished, they'll perform.
Today, it's Dongfeng onboard reporter Yan Ryu who's off to London to bring back the sailor's view before the epic leg starts.
We work with Musto, developing new things, details, but everything is in details. And of course we have to give some feedback at some point.
So before, we didn't have the fabric here.
Yeah,
it was just the visor the whole way, down to there.
Yeah.
But then we found that when you was adjusting, the hood created like an oval shape, so it wasn't really protecting your face. So literally by adding this, when you adjust it, all of that allowance goes into the fabric instead of the clear visor. So then obviously it helps create better vision and protects your face.
Looking forward to see that on leg 5, because this is where we have these kind of issues.
Yeah.
With the big difference, temperature difference. The gears are definitely something we can try to improve, because it's a key factor of performance. If we feel good, comfortable, then we're just better at what we do. When you're on deck with more than 15 to 18 knots of wind, it's just like a washing machine. You have tons of water on deck. The problem is that as we are sailing during different large amount of day, if you get wet once, then you stay wet. So it's very important to be protected from the water.
But also adding a reinforcement halfway up, because we was told that when you put like a lot of things in your pocket,
the guys
shredding your.
Really depends on the position on board, but the guy who's responsible for fixing things. Have some tools.
So he'll appreciate that,
like and things like that.
For us, it's a learning experience. Yes, we make some good kit, and we tend to be the standard, but it's always a learning process. There's always people with new ideas. There's always new ideas that we want to try, new fabrics we want to try, new designs we want to try. So it's about sitting down with the team right at the beginning and talking through what we have, what our standard kit is, what ideas we have, what ideas they have, the preferences they have, and then putting together a suit of gear for them.
Crossing 4 oceans and 5 continents, the Volvo Ocean Race is the epitome of logistical organisation. Moving the race village and the boatyard across the world is no simple task. Travelling hundreds of thousands of kilometres with hundreds of loaded containers to transport, the race village needs more than 20,000 hours of manpower to be built. The gigantic operation moves like clockwork. Auckland is the 5th stopover of the race, and with the boats on their way, the shore team has just over a week to get everything ready.
The process here in Auckland is that we have started at -10 in building everything, which was 2 days ago. So we're now at -8. -8 means that we have 8 more days, including this one. So there's the time pressure at the moment for us is to make sure that these units get to site so the builders can take off the equipment and basically finish the build up before the 27th of February, which is the official opening of the race village.
And as usual, Raoul and the team meet the deadline, to the delight of the enthusiastic sailing crowd. Back on the water, Team Brunel are dealing with the consequences of some bad luck.
Everything changed like last 3 hours, so before we were thinking we're doing really good. We're doing like 20, 21 average speed, 21 knot average speed, and directly to the course, so it felt right. And now the winds start dying, and then we get the sked, which we saw that the other boat has more wind or something. So it's a bit of bitter news.
That is what you call it, dropping the pants badly.
What a drama, eh? 1 minute we first, then we last again.
Even Mother Nature feels the Dutch team's pain.
Kind of represents our mood, how we are now. You know, rainy, moody.
Showing it doesn't help. We have to keep fighting. But I'd be lying if we weren't disappointed. Realizing that it's going to be damn hard to get back what we had. But not impossible.
The biggest thing is just believing in ourselves, in each individual as a team. Then you just keep pushing as hard as you can. You do well, bloody good. You don't do really well, just take all the positive things still out of it.
Get more wind in the sails, sail sharper angles, less distance, better sail changes, and just leave them all gaping and win the race anyway. Okay, couldn't do that the second time.
The sun will shine again.
When you're really having issues, then people start punching each other up. And that's we're luckily far away from.
All the crews know that being a professional sailor is not an easy job. Between dealing with sponsors and time away from family, it's a very demanding occupation. Iker Martinez knows it too well, having to balance his role as skipper in the Volvo Ocean Race with his NACRA Olympic campaign.
Try to do a Volvo project in a couple of months before the start is almost impossible. I think now we are in a situation that is much better than some months ago. September was very stressful for sure, but now I'm happy here sailing with the NACRA. I see the boys that they're doing a great job. I like both, and ideally I would like to do one first and the other aft, but things happen like that. Being a professional sailor is, is difficult and it's easy on the same time, no? It's difficult because there is not so much people who can do it, but it has been pretty easy for us because I think we were very lucky with the sponsors, no? That's the biggest thing. You need your sponsors, you need some companies that they trust on you, and they are happy to follow you in the different projects.
But there is one other thing that these sailors need even more than their sponsor, a very supporting family.
To have someone next to you that is supporting you is critical. If not, the whole thing doesn't make sense. So for me, Barbara is someone very special. We know each other since a long time ago, and we have two little boys together, no? She's doing most of the work with the little ones because I'm away most of the time. It's pretty impressive because I think if it was the opposite, I will not be possible. It will be impossible for me to do what Barbara is doing. So I'm very lucky on that sense.
Being away from childhood friend Xabi and the rest of his MAPFRE team has proven more stressful than expected for Iker.
I spend a long time every day, thinking how everything is going, how the boys are on the boat, and how the meteo is going to be in the future. So yeah, I still thinking all the time, that they, once I go on bed, they still there, they still working hard, and I try to follow as much as I can, just to try to learn a little bit from the outside. I try not to take the telephone and call them at all, just to send some mails. Trying to be in touch a little bit, I think it's good, and but they are racing and they have to be focused on that. So yeah, no phone calls and just go for it. And we're just looking for the results. We're just looking for the first podium to arrive, and I think it's going to happen to MAPFRE soon. I hope it's going to happen soon, and this will be, a very important point for the team.
Back in the race on Azam, last-minute substitute Alex, who dropped his shore job to jump on board instead of a poorly Adil Khalid, is feeling the strain of such a tough endurance race.
I knew it was going to be pretty hard on your body, but it's been a little bit harder than I anticipated it would be. Lots of bumps, bruises, and stuff like that show up that I guess I didn't expect so much. So
Alex is doing really well. No, I've been quite impressed. It's kind of a baptism of fire, or a pretty rough old leg to get in first. Remember the good old days. I don't know, things like I used to have to come out the hatch in the Southern Ocean with 4 lit cigarettes, even though I didn't smoke, for the big boys at the back. Keep them all going, keep everyone happy. How is it to be a rookie on board? Alex is just finding out firsthand. Life's pleasant little jobs on board Volvo 65, unblocking the toilet.
But if Justin seems to have taken Alex under his wing, it's a two-way relationship, as young Alex looked after Justin's daughter Molly during some of the previous stopovers.
Alex actually very kindly gave Molly her first job in the sail loft back in Abu Dhabi.
I think in Alicante I paid her €1. South Africa was £4. So, hello boss, I hope you're enjoying yourself. Don't worry, I'll be in New Zealand soon. I will take care of everything at the base.
Hope Dad's not being bossy. Mean to you. I'm being mean to you, making you fix the toilet. P.S. Glad you're not having any bad hair days.
I'll just sort of document it.
Quite a bit. A bit of a throw.
In fairness, it was my 7-year-old daughter emailing Alex to wind him up, which I'm pretty impressed with, really. It's pretty good.
There is one thing that all rookies dread as they're crossing the equator for the first time. It's the visit from King Neptune.
Get on deck, 21! Get on deck! Get on deck! I found one! I found one!
We brand you Polywoggle.
Brand him! Do you know how to spell it, Pargo?
Yeah.
And Alex is not the only one getting to meet the King of the Sea.
Right, who hasn't crossed the equator? Who's the first time? Both of you to the back of the boat. Back of the boat.
You didn't put yourself on the crew list, did you? Pretended to be Adol Khalid. Well, you don't fool King Neptune. Don't waste the hair. Don't waste it. Oh.
Can you hit those shoulders?
That's better. Shoulders, just get them like mine. Okay.
A ceremony well done. It's a shame that they left their hatch open.
Oh no! It's awesome!
With the equator behind, the fleet is fighting their way towards their final destination. With over 1,500 kilometers to go, there is everything still to play for. Next week, Team SCA bowman Sophie is still recovering from her injury.
Mentally, it's been challenging. I've quite often had thoughts like, I don't think I could ever sail again.
Charles and Ian are exchanging birthday wishes. And it's battle royale to the line, with the closest finish of a leg in the race history.